Hi and welcome to the fifth part of this HTML5 and CSS beginners tutorial. So let's go ahead and open up our web browser like we normally do, and we'll open up Notepad++. Let's align them like this, and the code is already exactly as we left it before, so the only thing we need to do is open up the folder and just drag and drop the HTML file into the web browser. So I want to show you some basic formatting tags. We've looked at some simple ones like paragraph, but let's look at some other tags that we can use to format our content. So let's put some new line spaces below, and in this example we'll use our paragraph tag. So let's put in our P for paragraph, and we'll close that paragraph tag, and inside of here we're going to say this content will be bold. Yeah, we're going to make it bold. So to do that, we're going to create a new tag inside right here, and we're going to call it strong, S-T-R-O-N-G, strong. And then we want to close that strong tag as well over here, S-T-R-O-N-G, strong. Save it. So just try that, save it, type it in, let's save it and refresh, and now we can see our text is bold. So it's really simple to make the text bold. There is another way of doing it. You can use, this is really, there's another tag called the B tag, right? B for bold, but that's really been depreciated in HTML5. You can use that tag as well, and it will make the text bold, but you should get used to using the strong tag, because that is actually the correct way to do it in HTML5. Now, there's another tag which we can use, which is the italic. So how would we make something italic? We can use something called the emphasize tag. Yeah? So we'll copy this line down, so select it and copy it down, and we'll type in here, we'll type in EM, and we'll close it with EM. So this is to emphasize something. So now you can see it's italic. Let's copy this emphasize tag or that line down to here, and we want to now create a tag which will underline something. Yeah. So we type in INS, we get to underline some tags, and then we want to create something called what we call superscript. Now what we'll do is type in here SUP for superscript and SUP here. Let's save this and refresh it. So it doesn't look quite right, it's just smaller font, but you got to understand this tag is really used in certain conditions. So in here, if I put in TH, and then here before the superscript I put in September the 25th, and then refresh it, you'll see it's September the 25th. If I zoom in a little bit here, and you've got like a TH there. You can zoom in and out on your web browser by holding down the control key and using your mouse wheel, and you can zoom in and zoom out like this. But when you're writing code, you should always really leave it at 100%, because what you see here is what you're going to get here. So you really want to leave it at 100%. But in this case, because we're just writing basic tags, we can zoom in a bit so it's a bit easier for you to see. And here you can see the superscript working. So we can copy this and paste it down one more time, and we'll move that indentation back so it sits in a line, and we can use this other tag called sub, right, SUB, which will be the subscript. So normally, you know, subscript you're going to use in sort of scientific calculations. You hardly ever use that, but it is there, and if you need to use it, that's where you can use it. And there's another tag called delete, and if we refresh that, let's see if we've got our code right here. Deleted. It's with it. Okay, there's something wrong here. Let's check. Sometimes code won't be quite right, so this I've done wrong. So we need to put del in here for delete. And you can see it's Strikethrough. So if we were to take this delete tag, the first one, cut it and paste it at the beginning here and save it, then it will strike through the whole date here. So sometimes, you know, no one's perfect, we get the tags wrong, but it's worth understanding what's wrong and trying to fix it quite quickly. And there's different ways that you can, or there's different tags that you can use to manipulate the content in different ways. So these are just basic, really basic formatting, HTML formatting tags. Here's a section of them. There's quite a few other ones as well. What we could do is maybe I can show you, if we go to, there's a really good website, right? So let's go to Google and we'll type in W3 school, and in here we can go to HTML tutorial. Let's just make this a bit bigger, and we can click on HTML formatting. So when you go to the website, click on let's see, learn HTML here, and then you want to go down to HTML formatting, and then in here you can see some of the tags we use, like del for delete, ins for inserted, subscript, superscript. You've got mark, you've got emphasize, italic, strong, bold. There's a few different tags here, and you can look at all of these tags in this table. So I won't go through all of them, there's quite a few different ones here, but you should go and now experiment with these tags. So go to this page here, I'll actually copy this and put this as a link in the YouTube description, where you can go and play around with these tags and see what they actually do, because we don't want to make this tutorial too long explaining every single tag. You should really go and experiment with them now. So this is a good opportunity for you to go and experiment with your own little bit of code and write some tags. Maybe create a new document. What I would probably do at this point is create a brand new blank document and try and write out this code from memory. And if you can't do that, reference back to the document and keep trying to write it, because every time you try and write it, you're going to remember a little bit more. You're going to remember the paragraph tag, you're going to remember the H1 tag, the header section, the document declaration at the top, the opening HTML and the closing one. You have to write this stuff over and over so it gets burnt into your memory. And that's the way I learned it. Just go open a blank document, type it all in. If it doesn't work, you can always come back to this document that we've created here, and you can reference that to find out what you've done wrong and how you can fix it quite quickly. So let's close down this browser. I'll keep a note of that website, so I'll give you a link to that in the YouTube description, where you can go and see the other HTML formatting tags. And that's the end of this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we're going to start looking at how to build lists. So you know, you've got like your bullet list or your number list. I'm going to show you how to do that next. Okay, I look forward to seeing you in the next DCP web tutorial.